Hello, everyone, and welcome to the vlog for Session 15 Blue.
For Mass Effect Revolution Season 2.
Hey, it rhymed and everything.
Hey. Nice. I have to say that it was awesome. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a
I
lot of
hope
fun.
that the others have as much fun as us.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was definitely no knowledge going into what it was we were going to do or how we were going to fill the time, honestly. So I'm quite happy the way things turned out.
Yeah.
I mean, we even got a fight in
we
there.
filmed-
I mean, those used to take a
We
whole
even
episode.
fit a fight.
Somehow. Yeah.
You didn't fight each other, so you fought other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Success.
pacifists now.
Wait, so if we had fought, would that fight have been skipped?
Probably because we wouldn't have time.
Oh, all right.
Yay.
We wouldn't have had any time.
Well, that's
Yay,
cool
we
then.
got to be cooperative.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it went well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. At some
Show
point,
some cool abilities.
yeah. I was
gotta
thinking that we would have made like a great team, like in a season, like as in our characters somehow meeting. I hope that because you said that in the future we were going to maybe do like a final epic season with all the characters and such. That when we meet again, if we do, that not in dire situation than today.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. It was also interesting having had the campaign take place in the PC as opposed to the real world. It really opened up a lot of conversations that would never have come up if we were on the real world.
Yeah.
And a lot of parallelism that exists with the Mass Effect lore and the idea of synthetics and the collectives. And Pokemon doesn't really go into all that stuff, but if you think deeply into what all these things are, they really do align well with the Mass Effect lore in very creepy ways. So
Oh yeah.
I'll
About
just
that,
take your word for it.
trust me.
when
Ricochet.
Hack said the thing about the unknowns being the cloud of unknowns, I was like, would the unknowns be like have a parallel or something like that with the Geth or something like that? The Geth, no, the collective.
Can I give you
Like-
my opinion based on what I've read, based on what I've just kind of considered?
Okay.
So I think the unknowns, the way I understand them, again, I'm only in the first two games now, but I've now researched the unknown because I wanted to have something to do with Chase at some point. But it's that they're the protoform of all language, and so I didn't have a chance to kind of seed in more meta, but the HGSB, like I was going to mess around with that with unknowns, and those were the letters the Krogan letters that you were given in order to solve the puzzle in that one episode. And I thought maybe we could make some fun with that, with the unknowns. But the idea, like when Hark did that in the game, though, I was like, oh my God, he's screwing around with unknowns. Like I just thought he was already baking in some Pokemon lore inside Mass Effect. I couldn't watch your series without trying to see these pieces. So yeah, it's the unknowns are theoretically the kind of the protoform of all sigils of the universe. Yeah. So
I wonder if he's like interconnecting the seasons between each other, like in a really deep level, and in a way that in the future we may be like, oh wow, when we rewatch every season, we will be like, oh, this makes sense weird way now that we know what will happen. So yeah, maybe some will be planned, some will be an accident, but
I think it's a bit of a dance, right? With every player that joins a Hark game, like we all contribute something to these stories, and subconsciously or consciously, Hark uses things over and over again, right? So the threading's happening there, and then, I mean, I'm certainly dropping things in whether Hark wants me to or not, and so it's up to Hark what he uses in the future.
Yes, you
but
are.
But I like to speculate what Hark is up to, and so then I like to just try to have fun. I try to stay, I try to just think ahead. But I think it's fun. I think it's fun with the, like, I rewatched Mass Effect Season 1 even, right? And it's different when you go back and watch something when you have some knowledge. And I like the idea because Hark's putting so much time into making all of these systems flow. They really do have a sort of narrative life of their own. And for someone who has taken the time to watch everything and even goes back and rewatches, it'd be cool to have that narrative through line experience happen throughout, 10 years of potential gaming. That's an insane amount of dedication. So I think over time, it's going to get more and more the specialness of it all is going to be more relevant as it becomes history. So.
I'm assuming people caught the significance of Draco Den. I'm assuming.
I caught a piece of it. I didn't. I don't know if you intended it that way, but when you said the Ds were turned on their side and connected, it was like a helix. It was like a binary helix on the side.
You said earlier in the session when he mentioned David. He said, VI in between two Ds.
Well done.
VI is in the center of two Ds. So Draco Den, David was
Central Park.
Even it was in the center.
In the center of two Ds, the Draco Den. Yes. So I don't know if you caught that. And then and I just honed in on things. So I did not prompt Riz to say the word root. He said root on his own. And the helix thing, I said spiral, and I was like, like a helix of some sort. It's like, oh yeah, that's true. There we go. And then I think Shay picked up on that. We didn't have a conversation about this at all. He just kind of picked up on it and then just went with it. And I was like, okay, I see what you're doing with this, Shay. So I'm gonna go and take this another step further.
It's creepy sometimes though, right? Because you think about spirals, and a helix is literally a spiral that you pull on, right? And so it's and then it's twins. So when you join them together, they become a binary helix, right? Which is something that for Riz, that's the facility, the science kind of lab that this group is dealing with. It's a place called Binary Helix. And so the idea of twin spirals, what's the twin spirals? I was intentionally trying to confuse you at the start there just for,
Just for hell.
Just for fun.
I'm just like, it's DNA. What does it mean? What more is there? Because, I definitely didn't have that connection.
No, it's all good.
Also, I think it's funny how we've now interacted with two separate previous campaigns of yours, Hark, that have both went back into the Dragon Age system.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So Mass Effect Season 1 went back into Dragon Age Season 2, wasn't it? And then Pokemon went back into Season 3, I think. Or am I misreading here?
Season 2, we haven't had a Season 3 yet for Dragon Age yet.
Oh, yeah, it was Mass Effect
Season 1 and Season 2.
Mass Effect went back to Season 1, Pokemon went back to Season 2.
Yeah. So yeah, both of the different crossovers, cameos we've had have all been with people who have went back to the Dragon Age system.
Yeah, and you're going to find out when you watch Session 15 Red that choices that characters made throughout the course of 3 campaigns determined stuff that affected their session yesterday. So had they not done things that they did, then certain key things would not have happened in yesterday's session.
I really want to watch this now. I really hope you get the 14 Red up as soon as 15 Red up as possible so I can watch it. Because I've told Kiwi and I've told Mikhail, don't tell me anything that's happened. I want to watch it. I want to actually watch it. So when we've got 2 weeks. So assuming it's out before our next session, I'll try and watch all of 15 Red, and then the session after that is a real life session. So that'll be fun. But overall, yeah, the session was fun. I liked interacting with Cassie, and I liked her. I just thought that Nathan and her got along really well, just straight up off the get-go. I don't know why. It just sort of seemed like they just got along well. They both are just I'm sick of this shit. Just that kind of attitude.
Very much the case for them.
Yeah. Okay, so you're telling me I have to save the galaxy. Okay, now I'm in somewhere I don't know. Okay, you're telling me everything around here is Pokemon. Okay, whatever. Just please help. I just want to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. No, that was enjoyable. I enjoyed interactions with both of you, and you both got the privilege of being, subjected to all the chaseisms. So, so how was that experience?
Fun. Very fun, actually. I liked it.
I found a lot of parallels with Gimmick.
I found more after we started going than I mean. I came in with some ideas, and I was like, "Oh my god, this!" I wasn't like more than 50% of the time. Like, this is creepy. So yeah,
All of the potential, just
yeah. I did not. I wish I planned for. Like, I like to prepare a little bit for Chase, otherwise I can't hold it together. But the gimmick conversations were throwing me off constantly. Yeah. Because I was both hearing you, and I was both because I went through the entire season in a week, right, in like 6 days, and so I was both hearing you, and I was like going back in my memory. I'm like, oh my god, what session was that? And I was trying to replay back things fast enough so I could actually pull in a parallel and then make it ambiguous enough, so I couldn't. So I wasn't giving away what Hart does. So it's weird. I mean, yeah, it was good. It was cool. It was fun.
You both say things at the end to me and Nathan, like the number 45 and the
23.
43, and I already forgot. And yeah, that about the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you both came out with that on your own, or was there some?
You mean between Mikey and I, or?
No, I mean, did Hark said something that we don't know, or?
Shay does his own thing.
Yeah. either Hark's on the same page with me, or he's wrong. And that's it.
I think he just pulled the ideas off of Nathan's tattoos because I told him what some of them meant before before we started. So that's why Nathan knew what he meant by saying "seek 43."
Mm-hmm.
And that
I'll
part
let you interpret. Yeah.
There was just that's actually good advice. Thank you. Seek 43. And I'm just like, what?
What? I just imagine for some reason. I just imagine Cassie for some reason watching all this and being like, how the fuck does he get him so well? What is this?
I've known this guy longer than they have.
And I want him to stay dead.
3 hours? And they already understand what he's saying?
It was weird for Cassie too, because Chase first shows up and it's like, we thought you were dead. What the heck? Where were you? What have you gone through? And then she quickly realized, like, oh, he hasn't changed. Okay. Like he's still himself. We're good.
Talk about it. I know everything now.
Cassie's like, I have communed with the maker of all things and have unlocked the inner mysteries of the universe, and I still don't understand Chase.
It is true, though. Spoken with Arceus, met with him one-on-one. Still not sure about Chase.
I just imagine you pulling out your phone, calling up Arceus on speed dial and being like, I still don't understand Chase. And Arceus is being like you on your own.
Arceus is like, get him out of this universe.
He's back.
No, we got rid of him.
Would any of your characters would have follow if there was a chance to go to the Mass Effect universe, at least to see and then come back?
Well, I don't know if Cassie would. I'll let Riz answer that.
Oh, like if she could guarantee she would be able to come back, yeah. I mean, she's certainly curious, but her obligations, her duty rests in the Pokemon world. So she certainly would be curious.
Take a holiday vacation. Yeah. Like, where are you going? I'm going off to Alola. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to Alola, but I'm going to it as a planet instead of just as an island.
Yes, technically not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Chase, he doesn't really have a home. So, I mean, of course, he would go, but he wouldn't go because he'd consider it a different place. It's not going to make sense, but it makes sense to Imp.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Jason, Cassie, you're going to talk more after this.
Yeah, because I'm curious.
Camera,
I'm curious where Chase and Cassie will go from here, since clearly we, at the moment, have two separate groups.
Mm-hmm.
The Dreamcatchers, and now we've got this side thing going on. I don't know if Chase will become I don't want to say Cassie's Pokemon, but another Pokemon partner, another Pokemon partner of Cassie's.
Disgust me.
Eventually Cassie will be like, oh, don't mind Imp, he's his own man.
Don't mind MP crazy.
Actually, I might even start. There might even be
Oh, geez.
A little something going on between Imp and Fern, maybe. I don't know. I might start shipping the two.
Oh, God.
What would be the ship name for
Is
that?
it just Earn?
Frimp? Frimp?
Earn. Fimp.
Fimp?
Fimp.
I think.
I don't know. Gimmick
I mean,
and Imp seem to. We can get a Gimp out of there, or we can get.
Ah, yeah.
Oh God.
They were good together. They immediately clicked.
Yeah, this is true.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, since we're shipping Nathan with everybody, Nathan and Imp, since they somehow managed to connect, what would that be?
Jeez.
Oh,
Nathimp.
Nimp?
Nimp. Yes.
Natip? Natip,
Nat.
maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking because at some point they were like treating Nathan as someone who like how did they say it everything that has feet he goes straight to filled with
Oh, two legs.
Flirts with everything on 2 legs.
Flirts with
Yeah.
everything on 2 legs.
and it was like, did he ever actually do that? Because I think it's the other way around. Like everyone is attracted to him or something like that. But he
Nathan
didn't.
wouldn't say
No, he
no.
flirts
I
a
mean,
lot.
are we really
Flirts
gonna
a
be
lot.
tossing up like a Lucario and a Corian? Like, are we really or they're kind of both dog-legged, and or well, not the Corian, but anyways,
Yeah.
Like, would Nathan really care? I don't know. I think he goes all ways.
I mean,
mean,
people are dating Lucario in the world now,
Yeah.
I would
So-
imagine so.
Pokemon are totally
Well,
fair game at this point.
Oh,
Ironically,
You know
actually,
that. Pokemon and
Don't
humans
ask
are seen as
questions, don't
equals,
ask
so.
Yeah, they're seen as equals, so
Yeah,
Oh.
like the thing would have been is that if I had made a Pokemon character, the Pokemon I would have went with would have been the Blaziken. I can't remember what the smallest version of it's
Torchic.
called.
Torchic.
He would have been she would have been a Torchic, so he would have had a fighting Pokemon alongside him. So
We hardly got to see evolution in our campaign just because of the Pokemon that we chose.
Yeah.
I think that the Torchic has 3. It has the
Well, 3
Torchic and then
stages, yeah.
the Torchic, then the medium, and then Blaziken.
Combuskin and then Blaziken, yeah.
Combuskin and Blaziken, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Remy actually had the best opportunity as far as evolutions go in ours. Just being a starter. Not to detract or derail, but yeah.
I mean, I kind of went like, I would have been this Pokemon that I would have brought along with me. So I decided I might not throw in what options we had. But like, I genuinely feel like this whole gimmick evolving thing is really freaky and also really cool.
I mean, do the items get absorbed in the games, right? When an item is used to evolve, like a stone or something like that, they get absorbed on the evolve, right? Like did Gimmick go back with a Reaper Cloth?
Once you use it, I think it's gone. It's like a one-use evolution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. At the first of before we started playing, I asked because I thought that something else could have happened, like Gimmick being like an electronic thing. When it goes through the internet and then it gets inside the other computer, then the computer like could interpret Gimmick as anything else. So I was like, so what? How would Gimmick look? And he ended up looking the same, but I was like, maybe Gimmick it's actually a Rotom or something like that. And when he went inside the PC, he would be like a Rotom. Because in that computer that represents like
Convert, yeah.
But it ended up being different. But I was like, and yeah, things that if we bring back things, could they like be altered in the way, or they will just arrive the same way as we took them back?
Well, Nathan had his Omni tool with him, and I don't think the Omni tool really changed here. So
it's like energy, or is it energy or like nanobots or something like that?
It's kind of like reformed energy, solidified. It's just that it's that's where the parallel strangeness happens, right? Because when you think about Mass Effect and all the options that they have for how a VI can evolve into an AI and then become unshackled and then become an ED or whatever and become like a living thing. She didn't really go through the collective to get any of that. So there wasn't none of that, the Legion-esque kind of sacrifice to like unshackle an entire nation of AIs, you know? And with a Pokemon, it's like, well, they're converted to energy. What kind of energy? Pokemon energy, and then they're coming here and they're reconstituted inside the PC, but they're physically they become physically there as well. So they exist as both forms, and so they can think, they can communicate, they're intelligent. They're essentially, the way I see it, they're AIs as well that have just gone biological. They're essentially the Green Universe's like evolution of what animals have become. That's in my head. So the symbiosis has already happened, you know. So,
yeah, I can see that.
And now they're equal, and in the lore, you know, the humans, like there's Mute and Mewtwo, right? So there's stuff in the lore that suggests that the humans did come from Pokemon. The Pokemon gods were the first, so it's sort of I don't know, very greenish to me. So yeah.
Right. So I have a fun question for Hark, Riz, and Shay, if you're interested, right? From what you guys know of our characters, me, of Nathan and Gimmick, if we were to have a Pokemon, what would it be?
I'll let Riz take this one on. He's way more knowledgeable.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of funny you say that because earlier I honestly pictured Nathan with the Machop.
I was gonna say Machop.
I mean,
Okay.
it fits. Like, there's already been a Machop in Spectrum, so you know, I kind of hate to like double up. But I think Machop does really work for what he's going for. There are, of course, other fighting type. It just seems like they'd get along, and with fighting types in general, I don't know if that was all the intention. But you know, you could get a Tyrogue there instead. Dude, I could even see like Riolu Lucario kind of thing. But definitely my inclination was toward like fighting types, and just my first thought was Machop.
I mean, flexing on him, I guess. I can understand that.
Well, I mean, you know, like Nathan's a good-looking, strong guy, and they're good-looking, strong Pokemon. So
I can see the Medicham line just because Nathan's part biotic and Medicham is a fighting psychic. So I can kind of see that a little bit thematically.
Fair enough.
So we both went toward fighting.
I think fighting would be Nathan's.
What about like Mienfoo and Mienshao?
I don't think I know about those.
I like those too. They're kind of like ferrets.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm familiar with those yet. I don't know those Pokemon. I'll have to look those up.
I'm looking it up now.
How about you, Shay? Well, you don't know Pokemon as well.
Yeah, I would have said Machop as well at the start, or even Machamp, like the evolved form, just because it's got a bit more. I feel like it radiate more confidence and like arrogance. Okay. So I think that would match Nathan. Okay. And not that Nathan's arrogant, but he could be.
I mean, he's had his moments. To be fair, I'll give you that. So.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we end?
Well, the other way around would be like if you guys were to be in the Mass Effect universe, what race do you think they would be?
Well, I don't think. Well, how well do you know Mass Effect universe or lore?
Riz?
Not super well. Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine since humans still exist, she'd still be human, just because that makes the most sense upbringing wise. But
you would make a great Salarian too, because
you're
either
really Salarian or Quarian,
and intelligent and such.
I think Chase would be, I'd say either like an Elcor or a Hanar.
Yeah, I kind of see him as a Hanar actually. Yeah,
that or a Drell. A Drell would also
are
pretty accurate.
Hanars have a very interesting religion that makes them kind of
Hanar are the giant floating jellyfish.
Yeah.
They're very like
they believe in the
all about being kindlers and fire and kindlers and fire and stuff like that. I don't know. I can see him as a Hanar.
I mean, kindling is in their name. Of course, it'd be someone who worships the enkindlers, fire. That's his future.
And in general, I feel like Shay could role play a Hanar very well. This one does not think that this is, this one did. Right.
This one believes you are acting up, good man.
Oh man. I mean, I'll throw a curveball in there, but even though it might not make sense right off but I would say Rachni.
Ah,
I can
I
see
won't
that.
explain why,
I
but,
can see Rachni. Yes, he's got his singing thing.
that's true.
And the
they are
color.
voices, and they interpret communication differently. So the idea that they interpret sound as color and
colors,
and they just they can communicate through others. So they can. Anyways,
yeah.
And they are extinct, and you are dead. So
True.
Actually,
in Red, are they extinct? I don't remember if you.
Oh,
I'd have to check again.
I think they are. I think they are extinct in Red. There's like a certain thing that people can have, where they have where they can like taste colors and see auras and all that. That's what I am. If Chase was a yes,
LSD.
also a very viable option. But like that's what I like to imagine. Like Drell, I think see things differently because they are reptiles and they have a different sort of way their eye works. So that's what I thought as well, because they can see different shades of color because they have more receptacles in their eye. So
yeah, and they have flashback memories as well. Like they'll have trigger memories.
Yeah,
that become visuals, and they're it's interesting. There you go. Keep your eyes out, gimmick symbols.
Yeah,
for those Drells.
Cassie would be a Krogan, 100%.
Cassie is Krogan as a female Krogan.
Oh. No, I don't think she'd be a Krogan. I think she'd probably
be a Krogan.
Solarian all the way.
I like that it was either Solarian or Krogan.
There's two polar opposites. No, I think Cassie would make a really good Relay, actually.
Yeah, I can see that. A Relay.
There's a bird.
It's a bird-like race.
That's Pip.
Pip. What? Yeah. Well, Pip is in particular is sciencey, but I don't think all the Relay are. I don't think the Relay are known to be sciencey.
Nature-oriented.
They're more like the druids of the galaxy, is how I picture them. So I don't know if stereotypically Cassie would be a Relay, but anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
I just want to say that I was expecting to know what happened to him when he went to that library thing.
Oh, so was
I was disappointed.
No, it's work in progress.
I don't even know what happened.
I got like, oh, maybe we will find out. And no.
Like that's just between Hark and Shay right now.
I have more questions.
No, mostly just Hark. But
I don't know why.
Probably not until campaign 8. Is my guess.
There is a chance.
Is my guess.
It's a long tail.
I don't know why, but I just imagine that Hark has a room in his house that's just dedicated to keeping up with.
It's like a wall just covered
with all the thread of strings.
It's like that meme. It's like that meme of the guy who's like conspiracy, and he's just like looking at the wall, and he's just like, it's a conspiracy, and it's just Hark being like, it's Shay's story.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you said it's Shay's story. It's not my. No, I'm playing off whatever Hark puts on the table.
You got me. It's Riz's story.
It's Riz's story.
100%.
Mastermind.
Riz is actually, Riz is actually the big bad at the end of all these games. The actual level.
It's
campaign 10. It's going to be Riz versus everybody else.
Such a good puppet.
It's Cassie putting the world in a Pokeball. That was the whole sneak peek at the end of our season. It was that last 5 seconds was everything. It's the world going into a Pokeball.
The big twist of campaign number 10, the final campaign, is I'm not DMing it. It's actually Riz DMing it, and I'm just a player playing in the Riz's campaign. Surprise! It was my idea the whole time.
That'd be such a long con.
And I'll probably like die in session 2 or something like that.
That's a 10-year long con. Like, that's not a long con. That's just a way of life at that stage.
A lifestyle,
yeah.
Well,
thank you guys.
Thank you guys
for the fun.
so much for doing this, and thank you Shay and Riz especially for coming back.
Yay!
It was super fun to reunite with you all.